What do Volodymyr Zelensky and Darth Vader have in common? How Winston Churchill's outfit made a splash at the White House? And what the price tag on the attire of the most well-known politician of our time? Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky isn't just one of the most popular politicals worldwide, but he is also incredibly innovative in his approach to the president's style. He's known for his unique way of presenting himself in the political scene through his appearance. Zelensky's preference for casual looks creates an impression of closeness, trust, and simplicity, which only boosts his popularity among the public. At the same time, he surprises people and grabs the attention of those accustomed to a more traditional viewpoint. So, what hidden meanings are encoded in his president attire and what they can tell us about? Following the Russian military invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, President Zelensky changed his formal suit dress code to an informal military-style attire. Clearly, this is a visual and symbolic challenge. However, this challenge aims to draw attention to the reality unfolding in Ukraine right now. Journalists are note that Zelensky is actively using all available tools to achieve his goal. He's wearing clothes that connect him to the armed forces without seeming militaristic, and sending a message that he's focused on practical matters. Rebecca Arnold, senior lecturer in history of dress at the Courtauld Institute of Art in London, told The Independent. Zelensky is not the first politician to use clothing to strengthen his political position. According to reports from The Guardian, Newsweek, and numerous other international journalists, a similar approach was employed by British Prime Minister Winston Churchill in 1941. He became a symbol of the Second World War, uniting Europe against Nazi Germany. Churchill's trip to Washington was aimed at securing the aid and support of the American people. At the time, the USA refrained from the direct involvement in this conflict. Meanwhile, Britain was facing significant losses, and the hope of Europe was engulfed in war. If Zelensky's grey olive uniform got you surprised, hold on, you haven't seen Winston Churchill in air raid suit at the White House yet. The idea behind creating the outfit known as air raid suit was for Winston Churchill to easily put it over his own suit. In case of air raids, which were common during the time, he could quickly take cover. Zelensky often incorporates traditional elements of folk symbols into modern styling. The embroidered shirt known as a vyshyvanka is a traditional component of Ukrainian folk attire. Ukrainians consider it a national symbol and often wear it on festive and religious occasions, just as their ancestors did centuries ago. In 2022, President Zelensky celebrated Ukrainian Vyshyvanka Day by wearing a shirt named Velych, created by the Ukrainians brand at Nadim. This colorful hockey vyshyvanka featured a delicate pastel botanical pattern resembling oak leaves in a pixel style. The ornaments symbolize strange energy and passions. Through a charity action in Washington, D.C. in July 2022, this special vyshyvanka was sold for an incredible sum of $100,000. In August 2022, the president appeared multiple times in another hockey vyshyvanka from the brand Intposhiv. This unique vyshyvanka was adorned with the original embroidery designed by Belarusian artist Rufina Bazlova. Instead of the usual flowers, it depicted tanks, military vehicles with spikes, and Ukrainians hold hands in unity. In 2023, on Easter Sunday, Zelensky donned another embroidered shirt by well-known Ukrainian brand at Nadim. The designers offered a contemporary interpretation of traditional embroidery, adorning the shirt with symbols of the Kievan Rus, including the trident, Ukrainian national emblem, two crossed swords, and branches of violin and wheat. On the Day of Remembrance for the victims of the Crimea genocide, the largest Ukrainian national minority residing in Russian-annexed Crimea, Zelensky chose a special pattern for his embroidered shirt symbolizing the unity of the Ukrainian and Crimean Tatar peoples who have coexisted for centuries. Zelensky is not the first Ukrainian president to opt for an embroidered shirt during official celebrations and commemorations. However, this marked the first time a president has chosen a contemporary vyshyvanka with current motifs suggesting something intriguing. Zelensky strives to demonstrate his appreciation for traditional culture while embodying innovation himself. After the Russian military invasion in February 2022, President Volodymyr Zelensky sparked a global trend for comfy casual wear. He became the first Ukrainian president to completely ditch the formal dress code. Brands like New Balance, Iconium, Target Lab, and Creative Depot are now shaping Volodymyr Zelensky's wardrobe, while past Ukrainian president exclusively donned conservative suits with equally conservative ties. Everything changed after the war has started. For instance, the jacket from the Ukrainian tactical clothing brand Attire that Zelensky wore during his visit to recently liberated Kherson from Russian forces was sold out online on the very same day. The head of state style isn't just copied by almost the entire Ukrainian establishment. Even French President Emmanuel Macron was seen in a black sweatshirt, effectively emulating Zelensky's informal style. Zelensky himself says his wardrobe is essentially a collection of gifts and it's not the work of stylists. In an interview with the German publication DDF, Zelensky admitted that now he has at least 20 t-shirts from the local brands, although he only had 2 at the start of the war in addition to his well-known hoodie. The popularity of the Ukrainian president's clothing style owes itself not only to his high ratings but also to the fact that such attire is the most comfortable during times of war, and the fact that President Zelensky hasn't worn classical suits since the beginning of the full-scale invasion tell us 2 things. First, Zelensky is trying to show his country and the world his simplicity and approachability. The casual style seems to say, "Look at me, I am down to earth and open, just like you, my voters." The same tactic is used by former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Boris Johnson. Second, it's a challenge to conservatism and the overall formality of the political world. After Zelensky's visit to Washington in December 2022, an Instagram post by American magazine Vogue sparked heated debates on this topic. Some believe that such attire in the White House showed disrespect to the USA President Joe Biden. Others simply couldn't understand why Zelensky couldn't change clothes during a long flight on the plane. Meanwhile, other followers commenting on the American Vogue post are showing their support for Zelensky's clothing choice. What do Zelensky and Star Wars have in common? Well, nothing. Or rather, they had nothing in common until the full-scale Russian military invasion of Ukraine. The only thing you will find online is a selfie with Darth Vader from 2019. The 1st of May is traditionally known as Star Wars Day. On the 5th of May 2022, a photo appeared on the Ukrainian Parliament's Telegram channel that practically took over the internet. In the picture, Zelensky was wearing a t-shirt with the Trident emblem featuring an X-Wing, the Rebel alien starship. This very type of ship was used by Luke Skywalker to destroy the Death Star. This portrayal of the president doesn't just highlight his interest in the iconic film and support for Star Wars fans. It's a positive symbol of patriotism and unity with the Rebel Alliance, symbolizing strength and the fight for truth. Another stylistically clever move by Zelensky and his team was his hologram appearances at forums. On June 16, 2022, Zelensky addressed representatives from 4 different European forums and exhibitions: Viva Tech in Paris, Founders Forums in London, Brilliant Minds in Paris, and TNV Conference in Amsterdam. His message was delivered as a hologram reminiscent of the iconic film. His t-shirt displayed the print "Come to the Dark Side", where the letters D and A in the word dark from the abbreviation UR that means Ukraine. This choice of the dark side print is noteworthy as among the film fans is associated with stormtroopers, the elite soldiers of the Galactic Empire. However, the t-shirt manufacturer managed to reinterpret the print featuring Boba Fett, an elite bounty hunter, which underscored the symbolism of the coolness and abilities of Ukrainian people. One of the most common elements in the image of the Ukrainian president is the hockey-colored t-shirt. It can be solid green or feature the emblem of the National Guard of Ukraine along with the print UR30. It's usually in the t-shirt that you can spot the head of the state during his speech to foreign leaders, organizations, or domestic political events. Did you know that t-shirt with the inscription "I am Ukrainian" has become a true hit in sales? Its creators, Ukrainian brand Creative Depot, still haven't met the demand of everyone waiting to purchase it. Particularly distinctive among all of the Zelenskyy t-shirts are the polo shirts, also in hockey. They are adorned with chevrons resembling the Ukrainian flag or slogan "Ukraine in the fight." They may also feature the image of Ukraine coat of arms. "We're defending our freedom." This is another message on one of the President Zelenskyy t-shirts. The message is similar to previous ones. This visual element further draws attention to Zelenskyy figure and keeps the focus on his rhetoric. It's worth noting that all of Volodymyr Zelenskyy clothing choices today are quite budget-friendly. Even during his visit to Bucha after the city was liberated from Russian occupiers, the president was wearing sneakers worth only $50. Also, on April 9, 2022, the Ukrainian head of state met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson in Kyiv, dressed in an outfit that experts estimated to cost less than $100, including the footwear and t-shirt. And now, my dear viewers, it's time to take action. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on new fashion videos. Also, hit the bell icon to always stay updated on the hottest fashion discussion. Feel free to leave comments. I'm always excited to read them. And remember, each of us is a unique little star in the vast fashion universe. Bye-bye.